Well, we've got the tins basically done and out of this phase. This is honestly the worst part every single year. Oh yeah, by the way, these are on the old truck bed as usual. So gotta just give a shout out to the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful tins every single year. This is such a hassle. Alright, let's dig on into the next part, shall we? Alright, so a lot of you have been asking me about progress on MP19, and this is pretty much an update to that. We'll actually go through my update on this later. I'm going to be honest with you guys. There's this. So far, about half of my overall inventory got put up, and I want to talk about quantities and the big sellers out of this set, because there's been a lot of interesting things that I noticed about this set as to basically what's been happening. I haven't listed a lot of Megaton promos yet. I'm kind of holding on Nibiru and Dark Ruler no more, at least for the time being. We'll eventually get to that part. So, first real thing, quantitatively, what is left on some of this stuff, we're still sitting on 55 copies of these. Like I said, we only opened up about half of this, at least I've only had time to get through about half of this. So we're still holding about 55 of that. We've only sold like a few of those. Like, it doesn't surprise me that those were slow. Now, things like Beat here, these haven't, actually these were really good day one. Everybody was super excited for these. We've sold like 14, 15 of these, which I mean is more than I expected, honestly, for Beat. Like, the card is so bad. Now, this is still a lot of Moral Swords. This card's been tanking in price. I left, so strategically I held these at the $13 to $14 mark. My reason, actually we sold 13 of these. Alright, never mind. So, I still have them listed at $13.75. My logic with this is Firewall Dragon Syndrome. I might eventually lower them to start heading down to the 12 range, but for the most part, as of this moment in time, they're going slowly. My European buyers love me. I'm one of the few stores that actually ships to Europe in a good fashion. Like, by the way, for those of you that are always constantly asking me, hey, MCO40, how can we buy from you? You ever notice a store called MCO Games? You ever look anywhere on these videos? Also, if you also check down in the description, I have a link to TCG Player. And basically, it's data gathering for them. Helps me back as well. It's more contribution and things I can give out to the channel on giveaways and things like that. You know, that thing that a lot of other channels don't do besides some key ones. So we've sold about 20 copies of Called by the Grave so far. I'm currently, unless this card gets an ultimate, which I highly don't see this happening, these are still going to remain currently the highest rarity on these. And I still think, for the most part, that this card is good. I'm still holding the line at $10. He's like $9.94 lowest at the moment. So that's a thing. Now, there's been a love-hate relationship with Crusadia cards. I'll be straight honest with you. Day one, Equimax moved. Like, everybody and their mother was like, hey, like, y'all want Equimaxes, right? Like, that was how it worked. Well, after day one started kind of moving on through, these Imagius, they just stopped moving. Like, I mean, they'll still do things, but like, it's hilarious to me, like, how much of like a fail they were. Same thing with Magius. I listed a lot of every card day one just to get up inventory so that they would go like, Arborean Dracos are moving better than these things, which is kind of hilarious to me. Like, Robbie, what do you have left in inventory for these? Well, Equimax, we still have 49 of them, and our boy, the Magius, we have 58. But, I mean, they're slowly moving. Reclusias were $4. Well, let me tell you about free money Reclusia. The first 11 I had, I made a mistake. I should have listed all of these. This was the money right here. Reclusia was a $4 card for a day. And this was free money. They were the first things to sell, actually. So I lost money on the initial Jackalope move, but the first 11 of these balanced it out. These were insane, and they have long since fallen. Like, yeah, I'm so disappointed that those tanked so quickly in value. But, you know, I digress. We can't win them all. Like, it just be like that. Cyber Dragon stuff's moving okay. I'm going to skip over that. I want to talk about the danger cards. Okay, so Bigfoot's consistent $2 card. All right, these move all day. Like, I think we're moving 2 to 3 a day, which is pretty good. Chuppies are moving. Chuppies are my second most bought one right now. I don't know why. Like, this card's literally only $1.62, and they move. Like, Dogmans are selling. That's an abnormality to me. Like, I don't know why Dogman. Why? Why are we buying this card out? Now, the one I'm scared about is this one. Our friend Mothman. So every time I look at this card, I'm like, this card needs to be more than the whole dollar it is. I've got mine listed at $2 a piece, which is much higher than the median, and they're actually selling. $2 was the point that I said, all right, I think that Mothman should be this price, and yeah, and they're moving. Why? I don't know. But that was an interesting little fun fact. Nessies are also doing weird things. Like, these go down, but they still move. Like, we've sold 25 of these. We have 45 left, but we'll eventually catch up. We don't talk about this card. The card's going to be bulk later in its life. Like, now, the rest of this little box here. See, we have our little Tsuchinokos, our Thunderbirds, and then we reach, hello? Where are my Jackalopes at? Well, we sold out of every single copy of Jackalope I had. I went through 62 copies of Jackalope at, what did we move? $12.50 a piece. Alright, that's insane to me that they actually moved. And yeah, interestingly enough, yeah, bada bing, bada boom. That's the life of the danger package. Tsuchinokos are crazy right now as well. Like, I'm almost sold out at 8.10, and yeah, they're doing their thing. Like, the last chunk of them will probably be gone soon. So, the danger engine's what's keeping this product alive and well. Crazy enough. Now, into the G stuff, Galaxy Ice, Soul Flare, they're moving slowly. Heralds. This has been a surprising one. It's like a solid dollar card, and they're still moving. Like, I'm intrigued about that. The Nightmare cards. So, Phoenixes and Serbies. These have been the fastest moving cards in the set next to the Dangers. Like, I'm actually shocked. Corruptor Iblis have started moving. These were on the back burner for a little bit. Day one, none of these sold. And then, all of a sudden, nobody's done huge quantity buyouts for me yet. I've had several people message me for lower quantities. I'm like, no thanks. Foxies, these moved really well day one, and then they stopped. It doesn't surprise me. These, nobody cares about. Poor Helio. Now, Sky Striker cards, the Shizukus are moving really well. I can tell you, without a doubt in my mind, that Shizuku is... Oh, I don't have a lot left. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 Shizus left. Alright, but you see how many Widowmakers we have? Huh. That's a bit of a problem, Chief. Something that that caught my attention, that a lot of the Sky Striker cards are so popular in this set. It makes sense. Like, when you have a very cheap, affordable budget deck, like, most of the things that I see with Sky Striker stuff is people come through and buy the core. You know, they'll do the 1 Kagari, you know, they'll do the 3 Hayate, they'll do the 3 Ray, and then, you know, you'll sell a bunch of the other stuff. Now, interestingly enough, I've sold out of Area Zero. Like, Area Zero and the Jamming Waves and Shark Cannon have been the commons I've sold out of 3 times now. That was interesting, just for data. Like, I listed like 10 at a time, and they burst out. I'm just like, what's going on here? Engages have pretty much slowed down. Engages shot up. So, interesting enough, day 1 engages were like $5, and they went up to 8, and then they went back down to 6. And they're hovering at like 6 to 7 at the moment. So, as you tell, like, my engage number is still kind of up there. Now, the last thing I want to talk about in the set so far has been Thunder Dragons. Now, if you guys remember day 1, Thunder Dragon stuff was very cheap. You could have won the lottery on that had you done it right. Thunder Dragon duos and Hawks. Yeah, like, they went so well. Literally, I'm out of Hawks, and I'm out of Dragon Darks. They're gone. Alright, like, people just, they finished them off. Like, Thunder Dragon cores, playset wise, when Thunder Dragon cores have been the biggest purchases. People come through, like, alright, cool, buy the whole deck here. Same thing with Sky Striker. The deck cores is what moves the stuff. Gotta love it. Outside of that, like, Vampire Outlines haven't really moved. I sold a couple of them, same thing with Vampire Suckers. Like, there's good cards in here that will move the set, but also these are walking, talking money later in the set's life. Mark my words on that. So, Thunder Dragon cards shot up really high and made a lot of money if you held the stuff a couple of days and then listed it. But, alas, that is the life of MP19 so far. So yeah, we're doing pretty okay on the set. I'm pretty impressed. So we'll have more opening videos. I know people love those, but that's all I got so far, guys. Please leave a comment down below, down there. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a truffle shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out VanCole40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.